Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host in. To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2. Press 3. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV radio show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV on YouTube.com. Please make sure you smash this like button. Please make sure you smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Also, hit that share button. Share it out on your social medias, because the story I'm about to share with you all will touch you, and also will put a tear in your eye, just to let each and every one of you all know. So I asked of you all to please share this out, because this is a very sad situation and a very sad story. And I want not just you all to hear this. I want everybody on your social media, from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram, whoever you talk to on your social medias, or wherever you go to for social medias, I want you all and them to be able to hear what I got to say today. like I said in the title, brace yourself. Because when this comes out, it's going to be a long stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a very long stream. Please hit that share button. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking is for you all to hit that share button and hit that like button. Because I really want this stream to be shared out as far as they can go. If you have shared this, please make a comment in the share because this is a serious situation, ladies and gentlemen. The information I'm about to provide to you all, the story I'm about to tell, is going to change a lot of people's lives, especially if they've been where I've been at with this. I've been holding this back for so long, ladies and gentlemen. So long. Until I ran across other stories of other people talking about this. Then I said, it is time for me to bring my story out. It is time for me to share something. It's very gut-wrenching. And it's very heart-touching. And like I said, it will put a tear in your eye. What the Jimmy Christmas? Well, oh. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that. So, just make sure you hit that share button because I'm going to get started. I will be doing I'll be going live twice on the radio this morning. This is going to be a long stream, ladies and gentlemen. So I would ask you, if you're going to make lunch now, take me with you. Make your lunch. Sit down. And just enjoy the story. I would ask anybody that's coming through right now for you to stick around if you're able to, because I will need all the supports I need right now so I can get this out. Because this is really, really going to touch your heart. Like I said, and it's going to put a tear in your eye. And if you're new here, ladies and gentlemen, on youtube.com, we want to say thank you for subscribing, but understand you're not a subscriber. You're not a viewer. You're not a watcher, and you're not a subscription. You're family now. So welcome to the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV's family. Welcome to our family. We'll make you feel welcome. We'll let you feel welcome here. You will feel very welcomed here. You'll feel very wanted here and loved, and it'll make you feel like you're right here in the same room with me. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother G, stick around, bro. I'm going to need your support, man. Stick around if you don't care, if you are able to. But what's going on, brother G Money? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 11 people watching and 8 likes. And go ahead and hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that like button up a little bit because, like I said, there's 11 people, 9 likes now. If you not hit that like button or hit that share button, please go ahead and hit that share button to share it out. I'm trying to brace myself. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was younger, I told you all the story about Ewing, Kentucky. I told you all the story about me going to prison when I was young, a teenager. But what I did not tell you, I've been holding back until I saw other stories. And then this is what makes me bring this out. For me to get this when I read other people's stories, I felt like it's time to get this out in public to get this out. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was 14 years old, I entered this group home. When I was 14. And I was a victim of child labor. Just to let you all know. When I was 14, we had to do a lot of child labor there. A lot. I was abused by the staff. And when I was 15, I had to move up on top of the hill with the 15 years old. And we had to pick up trees by our bare hands and put it on our shoulders by our bare hands. And we was 15, 16 years old, ladies and gentlemen. We had to carry those trees and put it on the braces. And we had to saw those trees. One guy on one side of the saw, one guy on the other side of the saw. One guy pulls, one other guy pulls. If you didn't do it right, you got slammed on the ground by the staff. We had to pick up logs bigger than us, way bigger than us, when we was 15, 16 years old. And we had to carry it. the 17 years old ones that really done well in the group home, got put out in the community. If you did not carry those logs like you're supposed to, they will literally turn their heads and let the 17-year-olds beat your ass. And they will get by with it. They will get by with it. I remember one time we went out to do some logging. We had no choice. We had to do it. We went out to do some logging, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit that share button if you have not. Please hit that thumbs up if you have not. We appreciate you being here. And we had to go all the way at least 5 feet down a hill or more. Here are these humongous logs bigger than us. And I'm talking about humongous, ladies and gentlemen. All the way up, excuse me, all the way up that hill. We had to go all the way down the hill in the woods. And we had to carry that all the way up the hill. And if you dropped it, you got your ass beat. Sorry, Mama Hen, but I'm getting this out. And there will be some foul language. But if you dropped it, you would got your ass beat. And I remember dropping one of those big logs. And I remember the consequences I had to suffer from. 3 of them beat me down. And the question was how this happened. That's what was asked to me, how this happened. I had to lie and said I fell by carrying the log. I fell down the hill. I was bleeding. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous what I had to go through. It was ridiculous what not just me, but other children had to go through, ladies and gentlemen. I remember I had to get up one morning. I've told y'all the story about making breakfast at the group home. I remember making breakfast. Then I had to make lunch. And on the menu, the drink was tea. I made too much tea that day for lunch. I'll never forget this. I made too much tea for lunch. And the question was, What are you going to do with that tea? Can we not save it for tonight for supper? We don't save stuff here. Well, everybody else went outside. I had to stay in the dorm. I drank that tea. I had to drink that tea. I got sick. This is how bad it got, ladies and gentlemen. I had to drink that tea till it was gone. And I got sick. I was sick as a dog. And the words from the staff was, if you throw up the tea, you're going to drink that vomit too. So you better hold it down. And I had to keep it down. But I was sick as a dog. I could not leave 1 inch of a drop behind. Because it was gone. It had to be gone. And then, right after I drank that tea, I had to go on top of the hill above the dorm and do our child labor that we had to do. Do the work that we had to do from drinking all that tea to literally moving all the stacks of wood that was already stacked up to over to another area to restack it. Then when I got that where it needed to be at, like I was supposed to do, like I was told to do, I had to remove that stack back over where it was. I remember I tried to run away one time from this group home because of all this abuse that I received from this group home. I try to they call it AWOL, but I try to run away, try to get away to get somewhere safer, go to somewhere better, a better place. But when I got brought back by the cops, the cops didn't believe me. They didn't believe a word I said. Now, let me tell you how this group home started, ladies and gentlemen. This group home started by one lady, Miss Esther. And then came along Miss Desi Scott, Miss Desi. It was started as an orphanage home for homeless children. Then they got turned into a group home. So when I was brought back by the cops, I was made to go outside in the yard at exactly 11 o'clock at night with no light to mow the front yard. Not with a regular push lawnmower with a motor on it.
90 seconds.
But with a push mower without a motor on it. I was made to do that at 11 o'clock at night in the dark. Don't miss a spot. And that was your words.
Seconds.
Don't miss a spot. So I had to do that in the middle of the night. And if I didn't get it done right at all, then I would have been restrained on the ground.
10 seconds.
I would have been restrained on the ground. It wasn't cool how we always treat it. I did ask my mom to get me some help, but she didn't know that I was going to go through this. My mom didn't know I was going to have this problem. One day, I got in trouble. And I was supposed to make lunch. And I actually went to make lunch when I was in the boys' dorm, Wilson Hall. And so I didn't do it to their expectations at all. It was not to their expectations at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not one bit. The lunch was not to their expectations. So I had to, and this is when I was like 14 years old before I went on top of the hill. And the words that came out of the staff members was, "You're going to pay for the price for messing up lunch today." And I sure did. I paid the price. Every hour, I was woke up by the staff member. Every hour, I was woke up by the staff member. Took it into the laundry room. First, I was told to grab all my clean clothes out of the drawer in my room. Every inch of my clean clothes. And I did. Then I was taken into the laundry room. And then I was given a scrub board. I had to scrub my clothes on the scrub board for 1 hour. That's how I had to wash my clothes for punishment for screwing up the lunch for 1 hour. And then I was sitting back to bed. An hour later, I was woken back up. Come back and do it again. For another hour, I was woken up constantly. Never get no sleep. If you didn't sleep, if you get no sleep at all, that's not their problem. There's time to wake up, eat breakfast, clean the dorm. The staff didn't clean the dorm. We had to clean the dorm. We had to go outside and do the work, the child labor work. And the only time the counselors ever came out to talk to you is when the staff takes you down to the ground. That's it. That's the only time the counselors come and talk to you. That's when I was a kid in the group home. Yes. So we're going back on top of the hill with the 15, 16, 17 years old, 15, 16, 17-year-old. I did something. I broke one of the rules one day. I remember this, and I'll never forget this one. I broke one of the rules one day. And, kids break rules every once in a while. We know how it is. We're parents, grandmothers, grandfathers. Kids break rules all the time. But I broke one of the rules, and they didn't like it. So when all the administrator was gone, wasn't even on the property, I had to spend my Sunday behind the men's dorm on the hill, behind the dorm. I had to spend my Sunday wearing this football helmet, wearing this football gear, and these weight things that was on you in the gear. I had to spend my Sunday. You know how they do the football thing with the legs and all hands up and all that? Well, that was my Sunday as a punishment. No food, no drinks until I was completely done. I had to do that for 5 hours. 5 hours straight with that helmet on, about to pass out. And when I went down to the ground, I got restrained. When I about passed out, I got restrained. I had to do that jogging thing in place, my hands up. And I got restrained when I was about to pass out. 5 hours of this. 5 hours. I mean, I remember the staff member. He was bigger than me. And when they put all their weight on you, when they restrain you, you couldn't hardly breathe. And that's the truth. I remember one time we had a water line that broke. I got in trouble for something. See, we weren't allowed to be normal kids. We had to work. If we didn't work, we would suffer the consequences. We would suffer if we did not work. That's how it was. And that's the truth. If we did not work, we would suffer. Big time. But I remember one day I got in trouble for something. And we had a water leak. Instead of calling a professional in to deal with this water leak, I had to dig a trench all the way through the orchard, from the administration office all the way down to the orchard. And I had to learn how to put a pipe in. I had to learn, how to do the proper digging. While the staff stood over you and said, "Come on, let's get this done. Hurry up. You'll be out here to 10 and 11 o'clock at night. Let's go." I screwed up one time and I hit one of the old pipes and it started spewing everywhere. I remember them grabbed me completely, grabbed my back of my shirt and dragged me out of there across the rocks and slammed me on the ground and restrained me from busting that pipe. That old pipe was already busted, but I still got restrained for it. I still got restrained for it, ladies and gentlemen. I had to work on that water leak by myself because that was my punishment, to learn to give the staff that was abusive respect. That was my punishment, to show respect to the staff members that were abusive to me and the other children that was in this group home. We had to give them respect. They were the high and mighty staff. They were the high and mighty. And if you didn't give them respect, you would regret the consequences. I had a little thing for one of the young ladies there because there was a boy and girls group home, guys. I had a little thing for one of the girls because I was actually in a hospital with her, and she was on the girls' side, I was on the boys' side, and she got put in the same group home I did. And I had a thing for her. I really did. I really did. And um, so knowing I had a thing for her and knowing we did date back in the hospital, she turned on me because she knew what was going to happen. She knew what was going to happen there. So
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
she knew what was going to happen. And she decided to tell one of the staff members that me and her planned to go AWOL together. And boy, did I have to suffer that consequences. I sure did. I had to suffer that one big time.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your...
I had
To start your show now.
Your show is scheduled to start in 36 seconds.
I had to cut wood in the dark while everybody slept. I got your number. I'm going to delete that number, but I got you. I got you. I don't want you to put your number out there in the middle of nowhere. People, there's nothing.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
So
2, 1.
but
Talk Radio.
I had to cut wood in the dark. I got you, Fab. I got your number. I just removed it from the chat because I don't want you to put your personal number out there in the chat and some troll come by and troll you. So I had to cut wood in the dark while everybody else slept. I had to not just cut wood. I had to figure out without that saw binding by itself. As you remember, you have one person pulls on one side, one person pulls on the other side. Well, a staff member had one side of the saw at the beginning. He says, if you bind this saw, I'm jumping over this log. I'm going to clothesline you, and I'm going to hold your ass down so much that you're going to wish you never bind this saw, and it's going to hurt. I was so scared I was going to bind that saw. And then when I got done doing that, I had to carry the wood, the pile of wood on the hill. I had to carry it all the way down the hill, make a stack. One by arm load all the way down, make a stack, and carry it all the way back up the hill and put it back where it was. I had to do that 3 times. 3 times. I'm saving the worst story for last. I remember one time we was in the gym and was playing volleyball. And when we was playing volleyball, not volleyball, I'm sorry, dodgeball. When we was playing dodgeball, I threw the ball. I guess way too hard and hit somebody in the face. Didn't mean to. Oh, behold. Here come the staff tackling me. Take me down, bouncing me off the floor. And then that person gets taken. And I'm glad they took him for treatment. Sharon, what you cooking? Somebody cook something. What'd you make? Oh. But I'm glad they got treated. But the way it all went down, it was wrong because how they did it, and it was an accident. It wasn't meaning to happen at all. But as soon as he got hit in the face, here comes the staff tackling me, bouncing me off the floor. And when you got restraint, only time the counselors was around, when you got restraint. Only time really the counselors talk to you, it's when you got restraint. When when your family calls you at the group home, you're supposed to have 10 minutes to talk to your family, but you actually got 3 minutes. You're supposed to have 10 minutes, but you got 3 minutes. If you don't hang that phone up, they'll hang it up for you. Right on your family. Maybe you're in the middle of a conversation telling what you did that day. or what happened that day. But if you spoke about the restraint, if you spoke about the abuse, your consequences will be double. I remember one day I was cleaning the hallway. I was cleaning the hallway and like wiping down the walls, dusting. See, when you had the hallway, you had the boys' bathroom. And I was cleaning the hallway, cleaning the boys' bathroom. But this was not, and I actually swept it. But this was not to their petite. It was not to their expectations as they wanted it. I wiped over the door, to make sure there's no dust, down the sides. Still went to their expectations. They find anything to complain about it. And I told them I did my job. I did what I was told to do. I wiped down all the boys' doors up in the hallway, wiped down all the knobs to keep the germs down. I wiped all the walls down. I even moved the pictures to wipe behind the pictures, and I had to. Still went to their expectation. So the staff member told me, since I didn't do my duties right, since I didn't clean the hallway or the bathroom properly to their expectations, that I will regret it tonight. So I had to get up again. I had to literally pull all the dishes, pots and pans, cups, spoons, bowls, saucers, you name it, everything out of all the cabinets from top to bottom, everything out of the refrigerator, everything. It was a really small kitchen, but I had to pull all the pots and pans, all the dishes, all the silverware, all the bowls, all the saucers, all the condiments, everything out of the refrigerator, everything out of the freezer. And I had it piled up in the middle of the floor, in the kitchen. And then I had to turn around, knowing they was clean, and wash these dishes. I had to turn around and wash these dishes. And these pots and pans. And I was told, you better hope the food didn't go bad. Since you took too long, in the amount of time you're supposed to have this done, I had to stay up all night long to do this. While everybody else slept. And luckily the food didn't go bad because I probably had another punishment. So right down from the administration office. On the right hand side, behind the administration office, there's an apple orchard. Big old orchard. Humongous orchard, ladies and gentlemen. It had apple trees. We had to mow that whole orchard by a push mower. And it was huge. Master's going, all right, man. How you doing? It's good to see you. We had to mow that whole orchard, ladies and gentlemen, with a push mower. And we had to work up to midnight to get it done. And the following day, if it was not done properly, if there was a spot missed, you will be back out there again to remow that orchard over again. You'll be out there to redo it over again. No matter if it was mowed, you'll be out there mowing it. There was a lot of kids who was trying to get away from there for a reason because of this. And they got dragged back. They got brought back to this place. I got in trouble one day, and I had we had some snow. And I'll never forget this. We had some snow. And for my punishment, I had to get the push mower out there without the motor and mow the grass. Not just the grass. I had to mow the snow. The things that we all went through, from us boys and us girls, was horrible. I remember my mom coming to visit me. I had permission to visit with her all day. Just as long as I behave and don't open my mouth about what's going on here in the group home. As long as I got to see my parents, my family, I didn't care. I didn't care. Well, that all-day visit, yeah. Let's just say we got to have lunch together. We got to have lunch together. But we're supposed to spend all day together. And one of the staff says, pulls me away from my family and says, I need to speak to you. Talking about me. Telling me they need to speak to me. Pulls me away from my parents. Then I get taken back to the dorm. And I said, I need to go. I wanted to go finish this with my family. And I was told I was not allowed to go back and visit with my family. So one of the staff decides to go back and tell my mother, goes back and decides to tell my mother I didn't want to see him no more. And my mother even told me this, that she was told that I didn't want to see them no more. So my all-day visit was destroyed by the staff majorly. These visits that I was supposed to have with my grandparents coming too. My grandparents showed up one day, and my grandparents showed up one day to visit me at the group home, and they would not let them see me. I was on the grounds working, and I saw them come in, and I tried to acknowledge them to say, "Hey, Papa, Nanny, hey." But two of the staff members stepped literally in front of me to cover me up where they couldn't see me, like stood in front of me. They started looking. They thought they heard my voice, but they weren't sure. So they had the nerve to go tell my grandparents I got in trouble, that I'm not available to have a visitation. I lost my visitation. So my family my family literally quit coming to see me. Literally quit coming to see me. It's, it's the things that we went through. The pain, the suffering of the abuse. I remember all of us children had signed duties that were to clean the dorms at. Mash, I don't know where you're at, but possibly, I don't know if it's the one I'm talking about. Possibility. There's a chance. There may not be a chance. I don't know. Because I'm running into people that I was in. No, I'm not going to let it hurt me. I'm just, by seeing the story, speaking about this place, I figure it's time for me to reveal my story. But I was on the hill, and we all had we all was assigned to certain areas in the dorm, okay? King Edward, just relax in the chat, please. So I had the bathroom. To clean. Literally, you had to clean the bathroom from top to bottom. You had to clean the bathroom from top to bottom. Shower head, the water, the nozzle where where the water came out at, the spigot area, inside and out, like, the windowsill, the window, the mirror, behind the toilet, underneath the toilet bowl, with the thing that will hose the water underneath that, in front of it, the side of it, the lids, the base wall, the rim. It had to be shiny, basically. So I didn't get to their expectations. And I cleaned it. I thought I did good, but I guess I was wrong. While everybody else went out and worked, and had to do the child labor, I had to sit in a chair in the corner facing the wall because I didn't clean the bathroom right. And I kept on, saying, hey, my time's up. They said, no, we'll tell you when your time's up, when we're ready to tell you. Well, I turned back around the wall to look at the wall. Because I didn't clean the bathroom right. And they said I mumbled something, didn't say a word to them. I just turned around to get through this. And before I knew, my head was hitting the wall. And then I was hitting the floor. And the chair I was sitting in, it came tumbling on top of me. It felt literally, when they attacked me, the chair literally, tumbled on me as well. And it was horrible how they did it. And when they restrained you, they put all their body weight literally on top of you. Never failed. They literally put all their body weight literally on top of you to make you feel the pain, the misery, the hurt. Of course, quit screaming, quit struggling. We'll get off of you. Quit struggling, quit screaming. Well, how can you quit screaming, quit struggling if you put all your body weight on us? Seriously. And so You know, they literally put the pain on us. Yes, we screamed. Yes, we struggled in the floor because it hurt the way they did it. And it wasn't cool. Everything that we went through. At all. I've tried to went to Miss Desi about this. And when it came to the attention about the problem, it got worse. When Miss Desi brought it up to the administration.
90 seconds.
It got worse. Majorly worse. This gentleman named Mr. Drake, when I spoke to him after I left this place, but I'm going to jump to this real quick and I'm going to tell you the horrible story, the worstest one that ever happened to me.
60 seconds.
When I left this place, I talked to Mr. Drake, and he said if he knew about this, he would have done something. But nobody never came and told him about this. Nobody never made it aware that this was going on. He was left out a lot. Mr. Drake was a nice gentleman. I will give that. So the reason why I was in the group home and was asked in the chat, because when I was younger, I hung out with the wrong crowd. I'd done some horrible things in my life. And I got sent to prison at a young age as a teenager. And I asked my mom to get me some help. And then she reached out to the group home to get me some help. And then they come to the prison to get me. And I left from the prison, went to the group home. So but yeah, that's why I was in the group home. But I was supposed to be there to get help to better myself. So what I want to do, I want to first, before I do this, wanted to let you all know I just read some recent stories, some very recent stories about this group home I was in. There's other children, not just me, not just the ones I was with in the group home, but there's other children that actually was being abused as well. A couple of the staff members were my staff members, was part of the abuse they was going through. The same ones abused me and the other children too. What I'm going to show you is we'll do a share screen, and what I'm going to show you is the group home that I was in. And keep in mind, it started out as an orphanage home for children that was homeless, that maybe their parents got burned up in the fire and they was homeless, stuck on the street, and they was taken in, literally. One day, I am going to share the story of the orphanage home. So here we go. This is Desi Scott Jenner's home. This is the administration right here, guys. Right here is the administration. You see my mouse moving? That right there, that's the administration. That's where the administration office was. Right back here, that was the girls' dorm. Right there. Right back here, that was the orchard. There. Sorry. Hold on. Get back where I was. All that goes from here to there. Right here is where the orphanage home was. Right in here. Right in here, right there. I'm sorry. This is the orphanage land where all the orphanages were. Right here is the gym. This is new. They just built it. They just had a church built there. But that's the gym right there. Wilson Hall. That is Wilson Hall right there. That was the boys' dorm right there. This was the maintenance area. But that was the gym right there. Right there, what you see, that was the 15, 16, 17-year-olds dorms back there in the back. I thought that was a cop car at first. There's the 15, 16-year-old dorm right there. 17-year-old dorms. This hill right here, that's where I had to literally do the squats and stuff and roll down the hill and run back up. Roll down the hill, run back up with the football gear on. Take you for a ride. See if I can turn it. There's something out here I want to show you all. Can't get down that road. So down here was another work farm that we had to go down on. We build houses down here for the staff members. So this here was the orphanage home when the orphanages stayed in. That was the orphanage schools. So now we're going to get down to the worstest part of the story. I was 17 and a half years old, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't want to work on my education. I wanted to do what I wanted to do because on my 18th birthday, I was gone. I was out of there. Literally. And but I was out of there when I was 18. So we had a school on the bottom of where I showed you this 15, 16, 17-year-old dorm was. And we had a school in the bottom of it. Well, I was supposed to be working on my education. Didn't want to do it. They had a staff meeting. They had me bring my books up to the staff meeting. They said, you're getting ready to get out here when you're 18. What are you going to do in life? You didn't want to work on your education. How are you going to get a job? How are you going to live? So they said they're going to decide on punishment for me. They're going to really decide this punishment. This punishment was the worst punishment I ever had since I was in this group home, guys. The worst punishment. And it was. So the worst thing is this in Kentucky? Yes, this is in Kentucky. The worstest punishment I ever had was when they made me go up on the golf court and sit down in the folding chair. There was already a chair up there. No, my mic is not off. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Can anybody hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Test, 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 test. Yes? I had a rough time. My life. I don't know why my. So I went up on the basketball court and in the chair. The staff meeting was over. About 20 minutes later, the staff meeting was over. And well, it's unplugged now. It's unplugged. It should be cracking. So it's unplugged now. So 20 minutes later, the staff came out of the meeting. One told me, I thought I told you you need to stand up. That's what he said. You need to stand up. I stand up. One says, I told you to sit down. I sit down. One says, I told you to stand up. I stand up. The other one tells me to sit down. I sit down. The other one says, I thought I told you to stand up. I stand up. I told you to sit down. As soon as I sat down, the one that says, for me, that supposedly he told me to stand up, okay, he runs up the hill with all the other staff members running behind him, and he literally gores me so hard, I go flying through the air, literally, and when he gored me, I literally hit my face, my side of my face went scraping right across the basketball court. My face literally went scraping across the basketball court. The side of my face was bleeding majorly. I hit my head so hard, ladies and gentlemen. No, nothing's running against the laptop. So, anyways, I hit so hard. Your mic is off. My mic is not off. Can't be. So I guess I'm going to be able to finish this story. Hello? 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 Test! My mic is not off. I can hear myself. I don't know why it's noisy. I'm going to plug this thing back in.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Now. How about now? Anybody? Can nobody hear me? Can nobody hear me? Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm going to finish my story another time then, until it decides to do right. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 3. I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on a minute. Is that any better? Let me know if that's better. Is that any better? Let me know. I had to change the settings on the mic on on Hangouts. Okay. I didn't think y'all didn't love me. I knew y'all loved me. Shoot, Renee loves me too. So, anyways, start this story back over. So they had a school in the bottom, the 15, 16, 17-year-old boys' dorm. They had a school right underneath of it. And so they brought me up for the staff meeting, and they knew I wasn't working my education. I was goofing off. Well, they said we got to figure out your punishment. So they decided to put me on the basketball court, and there's a chair up there. 20 minutes later, when that staff meeting was over, one guy came out and says, "I told you to stand up." One guy says, "I told you to sit down." They went back and forth for a few minutes. And the other guy says, "Oh, wow. Well, we're here for you, TJ Woodworking Shop. I'm glad you're here with us." So the guy that told me, I thought I told you to stand up, runs up there, and here comes all the other staff behind him, and he decides to gore me. And when he gores me, I go flying through the air, and I literally hit side of my head and side of my face, on the basketball court. But when I did that, all lights went out for me. What I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, I seen afterlife. When I hit my face, when I hit my head so hard in the basketball courts, I seen afterlife. And here's what I mean, okay? I left my body. I was literally standing over my body while they were still restraining me, knowing my body was limp. My whole soul left my body. I remember hovering over my body. Okay. I remember going up towards heaven, and I remember meeting Jesus. And I remember Jesus telling me it was not my time at all. You know, it says in the Bible that the devil can temptate you and pretend to be Jesus too. Prove me that you're Jesus. I might doubt him. He showed me the piercings in his hands, his feet, the piercings in his side. So I knew that was Jesus. And he met me. I was halfway up to they call it the Golden Gates. And he said it was not my time. He's put me back in my body. And they're still restraining me after I left, guys. They had this urge just to take advantage and restrain people. So, but one thing that I was told by Jesus, I'm going to put you back in your body, but I need you to deliver a message and tell them I'm coming and I'm coming soon. And I remember going back in my body and gasping for air. It's like I literally fell from the sky and I gasped for air. And all I was saying was, he's coming soon. He's coming soon. And when I said that, that literally scared the crap out of them. They let me go. They quit restraining me. They literally let me go. That's all I was saying. He's coming soon. And they let me go. Now remember, I had blood all over my face when I hit in my side of my head. I had blood literally from the side of my head, and I had a big open gash on the side of my face. Literally. And they let me go, and they were saying, what do you mean he's coming soon? And I told them what they did to me and what happened. They knew they did wrong. And I told them I saw Jesus. And I told them what he told me to say. And I did. And the looks on their face, ladies and gentlemen, the looks on their face. As he lost his mind, as he went crazy. And I told him, again, when y'all slam me the way you all did on this court, I left my body and I met Jesus. And he told me it was not my time. He's going to put me back in my body. And for me to deliver a message that he's coming soon. So I mean, literally, it scared the crap out of him. But it didn't stop him to do the abuse and neglect us. It didn't stop him from abusing and neglect us. Remember, I had 1 week I was turning 18. Our nurse in this group home was a nun. Okay, she was a nun. And I wanted to speak to her personally. I personally wanted to speak to her. And but I personally wanted to speak to her. With her being a nun, and I got to speak to her. I got to speak to her. And I told her exactly what happened. What happened when I left my body and who I saw. And she said, mysterious things happen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. I already report that to YouTube. They're supposed to be working on that problem. Hopefully they will. I just read some recent stories from July of last year. And this place, this group home, Fab, I think you're spelling my name wrong. My last name is Mittchell. That's what it is, Fab. This group home, this abuse and neglect really caught up with them. So now, this group home is no longer open. Take the B out. This group home is no longer open, ladies and gentlemen. This group home has been closed and has been shut down. Due to the abuse and neglect. So, if I can get the fundings up, because this group home is literally in the middle of nowhere. Literally in the middle of nowhere. If I can get the fundings up, ladies and gentlemen, the money for the gas, the eats, the travels for the gas, for us to eat on. I will leave here early in the morning. I will literally leave here early in the morning, okay? And I will travel to that group home. If I can get the fundings up for this, guys, for like our food and our travels, what I would do, I will leave early in the morning. Take our YouTube channel, our YouTube camera, charge it up that night before. Get everything off of there that we have already pre-recorded. Put it on the laptop. Wipe the memory card completely clean. And then I would make a trip straight to this group home I was in. And then I would give you all the best YouTube video ever we've ever done. Ever. I will show you inside the old orphanage home. I will show you in the old gym. I will show you in the both men's dorms. The boys and men's dorm. I would show you every step, every inch, even the orchard, even Miss Daisy's grave where she's buried at on the land. Miss Desi, I mean, not Daisy, Miss Desi. I will show you her grave, Miss Desi. And I would. But I've got to get the money up to do this. Because it's going to be a long day, a rough day. And it's going to be, you know, I just got to get the money up. Because like I said, it's literally, I was molested when I was younger, and it messed me up bad for a long time. It still hits me hard sometimes when I, even through the person, it's dead now. Jeremy, I'm so sorry, man. We've known each other for a good while, long time, a very good while. Never knew. We are here for you, Jeremy. But I would take you all with me. There's no service there at all. But I would take you all with me. I just got to get the money up, like I said, because yeah, I got to get the money up for this. But because, like I said, it's a long trip. A long journey. A very long journey. It used to be the old home. Interesting. I'm trying to see. see. How far is that? We're like 2 hours and 34 minutes from there. So I've got to take 64 all the way down. There's 3 routes to go. I'll probably have to detour around, but yeah, it's 140 miles and 2 hours and 34 minutes. I gotta go all the way through Kentucky and hit the turnpike. So thank you for being here, Pink Kisses. We love you, and thanks for being part of our family. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy, I knew you was here. I knew you was here. You just sitting back in the background listening. I want to thank you for being here for sure, Kathy. That's so true. I apologize. I'm going to give a roll call. I just went straight into the story. Jeremy, Renee, Blink, Rum, Fab, Rusty Faith, Candy, Renee, I think I already said, Life, Julie, Pink Kisses, Mr. Cool, TJ Woodworking Shop, and Chuck Taylor. I don't know who that Chuck Taylor is. LOL. It is me, Brian. Deborah. TJ Woodworking Shop. Don't be so sad. Now you have 3 beautiful kids, and that you look after, keep them safe. I will, Kathy. I will. Always. Always will keep them safe, no matter what. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that comes to the conclusion of this story. Maria, thank you. I appreciate you. Rom, you asked me, was that in Kentucky? And I told you, yeah. Did you know the group home personally? Did you know where I'm talking about at? Let me know. With my tour? Interested in with the tour. Which one am I? Which one are you talking about, Candy? I want to take a tour to the group home to give you all a video on it. Oh, okay. I don't know nothing about the ads on here. I just know they're when I'm at them on, that's what's chosen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this comes to the conclusion of the end of the stream. If you was on the replay or not, please go back and watch the. If you was on the stream or not, please go back and watch the replay. Leave an awesome comment. Leave an awesome like. Please go over and hit that subscribe button. And if you have subscribed recently, I want to say thank you for subscribing. If you have already subscribed, we want to say thank you for subscribing. But understand you're not a subscriber, you're not a viewer, you're not a watcher, and you're not a subscription. You're family. So welcome to the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV's family. Welcome to our family. If you've been here for a while, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our family, part of our life. We want to thank each and every one of you all for being here for sure. We love each and every one of y'all like family, like you're our blood family. Ladies and gentlemen, please go to the description below of this live stream or this video. It's going to be posted from the live stream. And please check out our social medias in the description below and follow us on our social medias. If you have not followed us at all on our social medias, this is your opportunity and chance to in the description. Then underneath the social medias, because we got Twitter in the description, we got Instagram in the description, and we got Facebook, or like page Facebook, and our group Facebook that we all want you to join. We have not yet. Underneath the social medias, we have our Patreon account. Please check out our Patreon account, guys. That's what it's there for you to check it out. Also, after you check out the Patreon account, go check out our PayPal account. If you're able and willing to donate to us on our PayPal, it is appreciated and it's acceptable. And it'll go right back into the channel towards any tours that we're planning to take. So please feel free. You're not obligated, but feel free to, if you're able and capable, to donate to our PayPal. Looks like it does go back in the channel, and it does go towards any tour that we're planning to do. I know between February and March, I want to go to North Carolina on tour, but I gotta try to come up with the money for this. Then I want to go out to the group home, spend all day out there, do some YouTubing, show y'all some stuff. Since it's now closed. Also, underneath the PayPal link, there's some more links. That's our merchandise links. Please check out our merchandise. Julie almost has a full collection of our merchandise. She don't only have ours. She has other YouTubers' merchandise too. But yes, check out our merchandise, guys. Please. Get you some merchandise, because when you're watching the live stream or watching a pre-recorded video, you may be wearing a t-shirt. You may be wearing one of the long sleeve sweaters. You may be wearing a hoodie sweater. You may be carrying the mom's tote bag, or you may be having a coffee mug in your hand, or you may be looking at your sticker, or you may be looking at as you're holding your iPhone and have our iPhone cover, or you may be looking at us on your wall, your posters or your flags, your canvas print. So please, like I said, support our channel. Help us out to be able to go on more tours by funding to us if you're able and capable of. If you're able and capable to donate to us, to our PayPal. Like I said, that will help support our channel. That will help to get us back on the road to bring you more awesome content. So, as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, wait till you see what we got coming your way next.